Hi guys, how are
Hey,
you?
Hey,
nice to meet you.
nice.
Nice to meet you guys. To start, Gregg, he's around here somewhere. I tried to hold him, I don't know where he went, but I have a cat named after one of your characters because Ben Wyatt is in here, Ramona.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a
But
lovable one.
he's my favorite. But it makes me want to ask: Have you, with now this show coming out and people getting to experience the paper, is there a character on this show that you guys are like, well, I hope eventually someday someone comes to me and it's like, here's my whatever animal I named them this character.
I kind of
Yes,
do.
I would love that. I don't want to put any ideas into your head, but tattoos of the characters is something that I've dealt with on King of the Hill a lot. And
I also have
so,
a Parks tat. It's on my back, but I
oh,
also have
really? Oh, that's great. Okay.
well, to start, I wanted to ask you guys, I love that the paper, much like my beloved Parks and Rec, does a little kind of, it's very different from what The Office was. And it's not a spinoff as everyone originally thought, and it is its own thing. What for you guys was so important about making this show separate from The Office and making it its own beast instead of, trying to harken back to that kind of nostalgia that we missed with The Office?
Well, I made a decision with the cast of The Office in season 9 that we were actually going to give it an ending. And that in order to do that, that we were going to really wrap up a lot of the characters and have an arc to them. And we did not regret it. A lot of times people watch the last episode and they immediately start watching the first episode again. And there's something about a satisfying ending that really makes an artistic whole out of the thing. So the last thing I wanted to do was open up what was a good ending and like have to be anxious that the characters that maybe don't have the happy endings that we thought for them. Um, there is one character, Oscar,
Yeah.
who is in this also, but Oscar never had like a big closure thing at the end for him. He was sort of the same dignified person that he was through the whole run of that show. So the main thing, I guess, was feeling that it was okay to do a new show with the spirit of the old show, as long as we didn't disturb the old show.
Yeah, and Michael, how is it for you getting to dive into this kind of beloved world that Gregg has helped create throughout all of the mockumentaries that he brought to me throughout the years? Me personally, just no one
Only
else.
for you.
Only for me. But how is it getting to dive into something like that with the paper and explore how journalism would look in that world?
Oh, well, unlike anyone else, I just hold that show up, in such high regard. It's such a wonderful um, thing that you do. Your main goal is simply not to tamper with it in any way, with by making something that might be related to it. So, um, you
The
know,
style. Tell
exact.
about how the style is fun for you. I mean, Michael, by the way, has worked amazing levels of comedy in the reality style with Nathan For You and How To
Yeah.
with John Wilson. So he's bringing tremendous ideas and brilliance to this project.
Well, I gotta say, I mean, yes, it was such a gift to get to work with somebody I.
You don't have to return every
Yeah,
compliment.
okay,
Yeah.
great. So,
Just tell her.
blah, 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 blah. Compliment, compliment. Anyway, yeah, no, to me, what I really love about documentary is that in this genre of mockumentary, the characters know they're being observed, and like any character in any story, they want things, they're trying to get those things, and the added level of knowing that they're being watched while they do it is just adds so much comedy to me, and they're just get you have so many more opportunities because of that. So as a genre, I think or as a style of comedy, I think it's just something I am just naturally attracted to.
Yeah. One for
And then on top of that, uh, in this particular show, I think what I really liked about the premise is that it's the same crew that made The Office. They found a new subject. So I like that our characters are living in a world where that documentary exists. They know what that looks like. They know what they might look like when they look at the camera and are they're aware that they're being filmed. They know where that's going to go someday. I think that just makes it a little more interesting.
There's also a mood, I would say, of poignancy in the original Office, and um, the idea that there was this wonderful Midwestern newspaper that at one point was just chugging away on all cylinders and has been nibbled down to this kind of ghost newspaper. Like that sense of vanished greatness is kind of poignant, and the fact that Donald's character Ned is trying to restore it is kind of has a little bit of an emotional sort of drama that I think most people are very fond of old newspapers and all the President's Men and all the great kind of stories of crusading journalists, and hopeful that that is not vanishing, and so there's like a certain stakes, emotional stakes that the subject matter has.
Yeah, it was at times I was like, I don't like that it is my career I'm watching unfold in front of me like this, but I loved it. If the show filled a little hole in my heart that I had been missing, and so thank you guys for talking.
Oh,
I appreciate
that's
it.
so nice. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah,
Great one.
good to talk to you.
Hi guys, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. Well, I have to start by saying, you guys have the very unique a thing in a Greg Daniel show where you get to play the couple maybe or the people who flirt or whatever it you want to define it as in this show. And those are always my favorite kind of characters on these kind of comedies. What for you guys is the trick to making the interactions between your characters both sweet and truthful to where they are in their friendship with each other and how they see one another?
I think being comfortable not knowing or being unsure, because I think a lot of people, when we approach, excuse me, when we approach dating or interacting with somebody else, we really don't know. We don't know if what we're like throwing is going to stick. We don't know how they're perceiving us. We don't know why they're not texting back. So it's just kind of being uncomfortable. And I think as an actor, sometimes you want the control of knowing what's happening, but I think the beauty of this is leaning into the uncertainty of what's gonna happen, and then just trusting your partner to so you can just react off of what she's doing, what she's giving you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I full-heartedly believe and know that, Greg Daniels and Michael Koman, they like love the characters and they put so much care in it. So I don't really necessarily have to like worry about like, oh, is my character gonna be sweet? Is she gonna be likable? Like I know they're gonna take good care of the characters that they've created. So that gives me space to get to have fun and hang out with Melvin.
Yeah, and Ramona, you do have one, I think my favorite line of the season, which is when she's talking about being I think it's literally the first episode where she talks about being a single woman and lives by herself and is like, so I'm not doing that. I'm not putting myself in danger. Here you go. I'll do your
Yeah.
other thing. Which makes me want to ask you guys, these kind of shows have those little moments or those one-liners where you just end up laughing hysterically. Is there one in the first season of the paper that you just like could not stop thinking about after you guys filmed it?
Mm. I think for me it was one particular like it was a talking head interview where he's just like, I carved a bird for her. I watched this 12-hour YouTube video a couple times and he said it just so casually. It's like as if that's like just normal. And for him, it is normal because he really likes her and he's going all out. And he's just like, yeah, I realized she didn't like being stared at, so then I cut out some little glasses with a glass cutter, and then I dyed it the same color as a purse. I know she really like, and it's just my way of saying what's up. And it's just like he put so much time and detail and energy into making her happy. And to him, it's casual. It's like what you're supposed to do. And I think that's it's very admirable. He's very thoughtful. He's just an overall great guy, and those lines just kind of reflected who he was to me. Like it's nothing for him to watch a 2-hour YouTube video a couple times and pick up a skill that he never had before just to make her happy. And I think that's very admirable. I. Yeah.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And I want to ask you guys because my favorite creation of these mockumentaries is Parks and Recreation Forever and Always. That's my favorite television show. And much like the paper is it was inspired by The Office, and that's how it kind of exists. So I wanted to ask you guys if you could take, this genre and this idea of a show into a different workplace entirely. Is there one that you guys are like, I really want them to do this place next because I just think it'd be funny?
Yeah, I have one. Strip club. Nah, no, I'm joking. I'm joking. That would be entertaining too. But now pawn shop.
Sopranos
Right,
mockumentary.
right. A pawn shop. I worked at a pawn shop for like 6 years, and it's so interesting the characters that come in and out of these places and the items that come in and out of these places. I think it would be a great opportunity for comedy and cameos too. You could have so many people coming out of the space, but right now, I think the paper is the best setting for it. I genuinely do. And I don't expect anything less from Greg Daniels and Michael Coleman.
I agree. Do you have one, Ramona, that you're like, one day I hope?
Uh, yeah, a cult where they religiously worship a Muppet.
Tyler
That
Perry made that,
Oh, really? That exists?
kinda.
Okay.
Well, I love this show. I miss this is my favorite just genre of television, and it filled a little hole in my heart. So thank you guys so much. And I can't wait for everyone else to get to see the paper.
Thank you so much.
Of course, thank you guys. Hi guys, how are you?
Hi, Rachel. How are you?
Well, Chelsea, how are you?
I'm good.
To start, I had him as a prop and he ran away. But I have a pet cat who is named after a Greg Daniels character because I have Ben Wyatt the cat who's running around in here now. So I wanted to
Aw.
is if your characters could be an animal that you were like, one day I hope someone's pet is named this. What do you hope that your character would be named? Like what animal?
Oh my God.
My character, Esmeralda.
Yes.
Esmeralda is Tweety Bird.
Yeah,
She's a bird? That's good.
Tweety Bird.
That's good.
Yes.
of course. I kind of feel Mare's a bit of a dog. I guess Mare's kind of a horse. That's easy. Mare's a horse.
Or she's like a bloodhound. Like the old
Sure.
bloodhounds. Like that's what I
Wait, I love that she sniffs, she snoops. Yeah.
See?
Bloodhounds. Love it.
Well, this show I said filled a little hole in my heart because the mockumentaries are my favorite genre. Clearly, Parks and Rec is my favorite show. He's around here, but how was it, to get to be a part of a legacy that is what The Office in the U.S. created? Like, yes, the British one started it, but like this U.S. Office kind of kicked all of our mockumentaries into second gear. And how is it to now be a part of that legacy as actors?
Surreal, terrifying, such an honor. I mean, I also grew up watching The Office. I've watched it my entire life, and to now be, in that same world is, I think when it first happened, it was like so daunting, and then you kind of realize that it's its own entity. Like I think it, of course, lives within the world of The Office and the mockumentary style, and of course, Greg Daniels, and it also has its own quirks and has very different stories and characters. So I think it was kind of like a balance of really respecting what came before us and also being able to be like, okay, but let's like make our own thing a little bit, you know?
Absolutely. So to me, as an Italian actress, I can't even express because this is beyond the dream, beyond really beyond the dream. And it's it's an incredible honor, and of course it's a huge pressure. So I've been very scared for the entire shooting. I was very scared every day. Every day I was scared, and I thought Esmeralda is scared too. She's very scared to go back to her previous life, so she has to make it to stay here, in the US, to be part of the American dream. And this was the thing that Sabrina had in common with Esmeralda. And now that I'm here talking to you next to Chelsea, this incredible actress, incredible, I feel that it's still unreal And probably I will be aware of this in few years. And we'll see what happens when I will realize that.
Well, and I wanted to ask, because Chelsea, we know each other from the UCB days, but
Yeah.
show like this, how is the comedy different from, just doing improv comedy, or with you, Sabrina, doing something like the White Lotus, where it's all like very, very structured, but these are a little bit more outrageous at times?
I think I mean I think so much of my training, like both at NYU and UCB, led me to, this. Um I think we're so lucky that the writers are so, I mean, it's like the top tier writers, not just Gregg and Michael, but the writers in our writers room. It's just wild. It's people I've followed their careers for forever and now get to, they're writing lines for me. It's ridiculous. So it's a mixture of like really taking everything that we get and just like wanting to use it all and make it our own. And also at times definitely getting the chance to improvise and add like our own little quirks that kind of make the characters and scenes our own. So I think it's a mix, I guess.
Yes, I think I've been a comedian for many, many years. I started as a comedian. I was very young. I was 18 years old when I started as a comedian. And the feeling I have now being part of this incredible bubble of brilliance, I feel like now I'm at the Olympics. So now it's another level, and I have to be at this height. And so somehow there is a part of me that feels this is the right place for you, because this is the next challenge. No, as an artist, you need to grow. You need to be challenged. So this fear that I had every day, actually, it was the most amazing feeling to grow, to push me, no, to feel. And I still have this feeling, for example, to the idea that we could do a second season. I'm terrified because I think I'm not able to do it. I'm not able to play Esmeralda again, but I would love to. So this is the feeling.
You
This
can
is
play
the real
Esmeralda
feeling.
again, and I need to see you play Esmeralda again.
Do I? I loved the show a lot. I love that we have mockumentaries back. And so thank you guys so much for talking with me today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thank
Rachel.
you,
Good
thank
seeing
thank
you.
you. Goodbye. Ciao.
Bye.
Thank you for everything.